Wow. That is officially one of the I have not done that before. I am I just talked to myself thinking I was live for several minutes. Um that's really funny. Uh Hi. I'm back. Hey, I got a test run in. It wasn't technical issues. It was what we call in the tech industry a PEBCAC, which is the problem exists between keyboard and chair. I obviously, guys, I'm excited. Obviously, I am. Um, I think I even still have my little picture up here. So I've done this all out of order. I'm starting fresh. And for anyone who's not watching this live, what you're going to see in a moment is going to erase all record of me having done the thing that I just did. Um, so, hi, my name's Grant Mielke. If you don't know who I am the DM of a show you might have heard called The Homebrew. Um, this is a passion project of mine that I've been working on for a over a year now, and it's seen some success. We have been in the top. I think we've been up to number 3 on Apple charts. We've been up to number 7 on the Spotify charts. And you also may have seen my brand new show, World Weavers. You can check that out on Monday. Something that I'm doing a live video actual play of that is based around collaborative world building. You might not know this about me, though. I am also a entrepreneur. That isn't a word I love, but it is accurate in describing me. And I own a company called Val Marketing. This is one of the largest agencies in the Midwest. I've worked with literally hundreds of brands, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. Finding people who love what they do and sharing that with people who also love what they do, and growing businesses. I've worked on hundreds of brands, some really big brands, some brands that you have heard of. This is this is what Day Grant does, is builds businesses and builds brands. What I'm here to talk to you guys about today is myself and a team of extremely talented people from the Homebrew Network and beyond are undertaking a new endeavor, and that is a quasi-real publishing house. If you have been around, if you're one of the thousands of people who is involved with the Homebrew Network and the content that we're putting out there, you've heard me say that I want to publish. This is not new information. Recent events are not what's causing this. Recent events are accelerating the timeline, I would say. And I am incapable of being more excited about this. And the people that I'm working with from the network, and I'll make all those announcements as we go. The people that I'm working with are some of the most talented people out there, and it is going to be it's going to be great. I'll let you guys know more, but I'm going to trickle it out a little bit. Our first project, our first Kickstarter, my first Kickstarter for myself and not for a client or something like that, is going to be Mythcraft. This is going to be launching in March, and it is going to be a entire TTRPG system, world, campaign setting. We're talking, complete system for magic, items. This is not just a framework. This is not just a rule set. This is an entire game that we're going to be putting out. This is not something I just want to do. This is something I have, you know what I mean? I have to do this. This is a extremely forefront passion project of mine and the teams that we're putting together. We want to take the worlds that we're creating, and we want to um, put all of those together in a way that we can share, and that other people can create their own worlds, and other people can create their own games. Um, and and I've got a great team of creators behind me. Um, and I shouldn't say me. There is a great team of creators that is going to be putting this product out, and it is. Let's pause before we talk too much about the actual what we're doing. I need you guys to go to mythcraftrpg.com. I'm going to put it in chat again. I think my first reveal was a little bit more dramatic. I think this is about we're right into like newish territory though. So I'm not saying all this stuff twice. So mythcraftrpg.com. That is where you can go follow the Kickstarter. I need you guys to take a moment and go check that out and follow that. Hit the follow button on it. And I need you to take this information and I need you to share it far and wide and share it with any of your TTRPG loving friends. I need you to, again, follow it, post it on social media, post it in social media groups, post it in wherever. I need you guys to get the algorithm wheels turning, and that's going to be by giving it all the signals. That's the first thing I need you guys to do, and then let's talk about it. So Mythcraft RPG is not just a framework. It is not just a game. It is going to be an entire world, genre, and era spanning lore, and it's going to be settings, rule sets. It's going to be a whole game. The first thing that we're going to be putting out is going to be a set of 3 books. It's going to be the core rule book, what we're calling the Mythcrafters Guide. So for GMs, game masters, we're going to be calling them Mythcrafters in this game, or MCs. And then we're going to have a creature compendium. That's the core of what we're doing, is going to be that 3-book set. And the game will release with at least 1 campaign setting. The world that we're creating is going to be the core of the game is going to be about player option and agency. This is going to be maybe a slightly more complex game than you're accustomed to playing, because we want there to be choices that you make at every level. As you go on your adventure, as you tell your story, we want you to be making choices every time that you get stronger, and not kind of setting on a path early on and then improving on that path or getting better on that path. We want leveling to be fun and exciting, and there to be a ton of options there. The game, I want to talk about the business model a little bit. I know that I want to talk about the game for hours and hours, but we've got this Kickstarter is going to be launching in March. So I've got time to tell you guys about mechanics and time to tell you about what we're trying to accomplish with that. I want to talk about the business model a little bit, because I think it's super important to say that this game is going to be always and forever free. The game is never going to cost players. It's never going to cost the Mythcrafters, and it's never going to cost creators a dime to access what we're doing here. It is going to be, the rules are going to be clearly and fully online, subscription free, premium free, always. And we are going to never paywall access to that information. And that's not just the framework. I'm saying the campaign settings, the characters. It is always going to be free. And it is pertinent to talk about the licensing and to talk about how creators are going to use this content. We not only want to have an open license for creators, one of our goals as we launch this website that has the game and the ability to play the games and the tools and the calculators that you need to make your characters, we want to have developer tools. We will have developers tools that will assist creators in putting content out and having everything they need to make their own calculations, to lay out their own pages, to export them in a printable fashion. So tools that are out there right now where people can emulate putting things on a page for other TTRPGs, we're going to provide that. We want to provide a marketplace for creators to put out their own content. The license that we're using, we worked out a full open license based on Creative Commons. We're ready to use that, but we're also waiting to see what happens with like the ORC and some of these other licenses. We're open to using those, but the license that we use will be open and it will be irrevocable and it will be permanent. We've worked out the language to make it just a very simple framework for thanking us, putting us in there, and then if you're just doing a one-to-one copy, so we've included permissions, like you could just download our entire rule book and print it and put a cool cover on it and sell it, as long as you don't add any sort of copyright protection to it. So it's a completely open license, using the Creative Commons framework. And then just very simple requests for creators to credit us for the work that they're deriving. So how are we going to make money? It's a fair question. This is not just I don't want you to invest in a project like this and then it not make any money. It's not go under. Like I said, I am a marketing expert, entrepreneur. This is a business endeavor. And I want you to be confident that I am launching a project I'm passionate about that is going to stand the test of time and be able to have full-time people working for it and creating for it. And I'm going to share the full business plan, how we're going to generate revenue with you, because it's, we don't want to squeeze the consumer. We don't want to squeeze the storytellers. We don't want to squeeze the creators. We want to squeeze a different lemon. What else is free out there in the world, everyone? Twitter is free. YouTube is free. You're watching this on YouTube. The Super Bowl is free. Wikipedia is free. We're going to be monetizing and keeping the company profitable. Quasi-real publishing will be based on a few different things. The first is going to be Kickstarters. We're going to regularly kickstart new creations and adventures and things like that, where people can get special. Again, rules are always going to be free, content's always going to be free, but where people can get like special thanks or participation or physical products. We're going to be running Kickstarters. There is going to be a physical store. So if you want a hardcover copy of one of the books that we're doing, or if you want merchandise from Mythcraft RPG, that is going to be our second way that we're going to be generating the money the company runs on. And third is going to be advertising. That is me marrying what I do to what I love. We will be doing light advertising on the website that supports the whole of the product. And I can tell you, it's not going to be interruptive. It's not going to be in your face pop-ups that you can't like click out of. There are going to be some very strict rules for the advertisers, and it's going to be dataless advertising. Something else I'm passionate about. If you are here reading the core rule book for Mythcraft, I believe that the people advertising with us can make some assumptions about the things that would be relevant to you without purchasing your data. So we will not be selling your data, and we will not be charging you for the tools that we're using. It is going to be dataless advertising model where we have sponsorships and advertisers who are able to give you, relevant ability to see the things that they're putting out while you're using our tools. Um, that is how we're going to do what we do. Again, Kickstarter, physical products, people who want books and things of that nature, and advertising. And using those three things, we are going to ensure that Mythcraft RPG is always and forever free. There are going to be no premium subscription passes for creators to get access to any of the content, anything like that. The fourth way that we're going to grow the company is going to be content. So down the line, as we work through the roadmap, we're going to be able to create shows, create content, and also have a marketplace for creators to publish their works and sell their works, where we do kind of like, any marketplace that you're familiar with, somewhere where a creator can get on, use the tools to create a piece of content, and then we'll enable the sales of that content. Again, you're buying this from a creator. We'll provide that service at a premium. Again, with an open license, people can download this and do it themselves, and we're not going to take a cut. They don't even have to register with us. This is only if they're using our marketplace to publish their works. We're not going to make it hard to do the other thing. We're super passionate about this being free and juicing the right lemon. And that right lemon is not the players. It's not the people who are passionate about their table, right? That they're going to play their game. That I truly believe that should be free. And I'm going to make it that way. As far as what's going on in the world, I will say this is not about anyone else publishing. This is not about anyone else who's announced that they're going to be working on a framework or system, or that they have their own license. That fills my heart with joy to see that people are doing that. This isn't even about D&D. I love D&D. I love 5th edition. I hope that they make the changes they need to make, and that they make it through this. I really do. I think that maybe if the TTRPG community played different games more often, we wouldn't be here right now. If it was more like video gaming, you wouldn't just sit there and play Stardew Valley for 13 years. I'm not judging. Also just had a TTRPG idea. Anyways, people get different games and they play different games. And I understand that playing these year-long games doesn't lend itself to switching. But I think that with the right tools and the right support and a team behind it that isn't just giving you a bunch of papers and saying, okay, do a bunch of math and play. Like, we want everything to be accessible to everyone and them to be able to pick it up, learn how to play. One of the passions of what we're doing is making sure that there's a low barrier of entry, that you can start the game and you can play the game without knowing a ton of things. And then there is like a high skill ceiling, so to speak. So you can get in easy, and then the complexity, just by nature of having all the different talent options and having all the different items and magics and things of that nature, that is going to be where the complexity comes from. So, I want to be clear. We will have an open license, and this is going to be free. And the way that this is going to be successful, and that the other people who are launching games are going to be successful, is if we support each other, and if the community gets behind the concept of opening up tabletop gaming, opening up role playing, making it so that it's a thriving environment with a ton of options, and that no matter your skill level, no matter what setting you want to play in, no matter what type of game you want to play in. You can find a table, you can find a group, and you can find a company that provides you the tools you need to play those games. That's what we're trying to accomplish. I know this is super high level, broad strokes. I am going to be communicating things as they happen. I'm going to be announcing the team that's working on this as it becomes more clear. And I'm going to also be announcing the roadmap that we're putting forward very soon. I will say that we want to, I'll just give you a sneak peek of the roadmap. We want to have this project funded. If we can get funded by April, we will be opening up playtesting in the summer of this year. And the game, I'm talking the full game, the target for the full game to be out is going to be January of 2024. So if you're a backer, you'll have early access to playtesting and checking everything out and seeing everything once it's funded. If you are going to be participating in the forever free, you're just excited about the game, it'll be around January of next year. And there's a ton of awesome stuff that we're going to be putting together in the Kickstarter. Again, it is going to be at least 3 books, a lot of content, and a huge world that spans all the way from pre-magic to high fantasy to post-apocalyptic to sci-fi. I know what you're thinking, and yes, the answer is yes. The setting is going to be huge. The lore, the timeline is going to be huge. Simple mechanics with a ton of options and complexity in your character, and a really rich opera style, massive cinematic world is how I would describe it. So again, I need you guys to check out mythcraftrpg.com, and if you want this project to be a success, share it. I cannot do this without you. We cannot do this without the people being interested in it. And the way to spread the word about this game is going to be to share that and get people following it. That information will be forthcoming, but I want to be able to ping everyone when that Kickstarter is live, and I can ping everyone even if they're not a part of the Homebrew Network, even if they're not a part of, not a fan of the shows, even if they're not following me personally. The way that they're going to know when that Kickstarter's live and when they can start really seeing what's going on is if they're following that Kickstarter. So I need you to follow that, and I appreciate you guys. Forthcoming will be the actual launch of the actual Kickstarter, and then once that's up, I'll do a Q&A, and we'll start to talk about that kind of stuff. Thank you everyone for watching. I couldn't be, I don't know, I couldn't be more excited for this. I know that there's a lot of questions about what's going on, and with just everything going on. So stay tuned, stay in the Discord. That's how we'll be able to tell you about what's going on with the Homebrew Network and those shows and what we're going to be doing there while we kind of wait for more information. And I'll have more information for you real soon. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Friday, and share, mythcraftrpg.com. Bye, everybody.